shit. That's gotta be fine, right? I think that'll work. All right, everybody. How's it going? My name's I almost just said my name's YouTube. How's it going, YouTube? My name's Trious, and welcome back to yet another Trious moment. And today, I will be telling you guys a story. I'm just gonna go take a look in my past, but talk about some really stupid shit that I've done. Basically, this will be serving as an example to any potential young people watching this, and let my past faults be my own faults, and you learn something from it. Obviously, kids will do stupid shit. That's just what kids do. Try to keep yourselves out of trouble. It'll save a few people's time. Maybe even the law enforcement's time, but that's not what this story's about. We'll save that one for a later date. No, but today's story takes me back right after I started my sophomore year of high school. As you may or may not know, I did go to a Catholic high school. Some people in public school who don't really understand what it's like going to a Catholic high school, you know, obviously there's religious shit, but that means baked into your school schedule is religious shit. Like once a week we had mass. Like once a quarter we'd have like a confession, and then we'd have priests come in all the time, and you can like talk to a priest like during this certain hour of the day. Like, you know, it was just like typical Catholic school bullshit. And this was one of the confessional days that we had during the school year. And so to give you guys some context, my school had around 700 to 800 kids. You couldn't put 800 people in the same room to do confession. So what they did is they separated us by grade, and they put us in all different spots around the school to do confession. And there wasn't a way to opt out of it either. If you didn't want to do it, you just had to sit there for 2 hours and not do anything. It being a Catholic school, the administration took it extremely seriously. So if you slipped up during this, they would not really like that too much. Me, full well knowing this, decided to do some incredibly stupid shit. So I had a genius idea. You know, I really don't give a fuck about this confession, and I don't want to just sit here bored twiddling my thumbs the entire time. So what am I gonna do? So what happened was I was wearing my hoodie that day. My phone was dead. At the Catholic school, they all gave us student issued iPads. And I mean, explicitly, they said no electronics to be used like on the front door of the auditorium when we walked in.
This is like a time of reflection and prayer. You are not to be doing anything other than that.
I slide the iPad under my hoodie. I have wired Apple earbuds. Plug in the wired earbuds to my iPad that's underneath my hoodie, and I funnel them up all the way into my hood. I throw my hood on, and I have my earbuds in. And I remember exactly what I was listening to. I was listening to Astroworld, which came out, I think it was like 3 weeks before this. In the middle of a confession service, 20 minutes goes by. I'm just kind of sitting there minding my own business. I have my hood on, head bopping, heads down, you know, and what do I feel? It's like, imagine just like kind of sitting in like a dark-ish room for like a good 20 minutes, and then you just feel someone just fucking boom! Yo, what the fuck? And it's just like the bitch science teacher. Thankfully, I never had the displeasure of being in her class. Fuck you, Miss S. You are a complete bitch. So what happens next? She's like,
Huh, what the hell do you have going on here? Well, I'm gonna need your earbuds, and I'm also gonna need your iPad, because this is a no electronics zone during confession.
okay, what, sure, you know, I'm like, and she's like, well, where is it anyway? So she's standing right here, and I'm like, one moment, lift my shirt up in the middle of confession, take out my iPad, and hand it to her. I get my earbuds, and I wrap them up really nice for her, hand it to her, and I'm like, is there anything else you need?
Oh, well, you know what? If you have any other electronics, I'm just gonna need you to give them to me anyway.
Yeah, I have a dead phone and my buddy's computer, which I don't even know the password to be honest, so.
Well, I'm gonna need both of them.
So I'm watching this science teacher bring my bag to the front of the auditorium, and she just hands it to the dean of students. And then she taps one of them on the shoulder, she gives him the backpack, and she just points directly at me. And I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, this could get serious. The punishment for this could range from a detention to out of school suspension, depending on what they felt the offense was. And the reason it could have been so severe is because, you know, it being a Catholic school, this happened during a religious function that the school was putting on. So if the diocese got a herd of this going on at the school, they would get in serious trouble for it as a school. The dean of students beckons me to come to the front of the auditorium. I'm like, okay, well now I'm fucked. All my buddies are trying not to fucking die laughing, except one of them whose laptop I have for video class is like, bro, what the fuck? Like, where's my fucking shit? So I get up there, the dean of students is like, this your bag? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what did you do? And I'm like, I did exactly what she told you I did. And He's like,
what I'm gonna need you to do is I need you to take a seat in the chair down in the pit.
it's where like the orchestra plays from underneath the stage. So for the rest of the next hour and a half, I'm sitting in an orchestra pit being looked upon because they're deep by like 4 or 5 admin just staring at me. So I'm like sitting there like, well, just looking up at him like, well, this kind of sucks. There's like 10 minutes left of confession. One of the deans comes down, hey, is there, do you want to do confession at all? I'm like, no, man, I'm good, dude. Like, I'm cool. I just want my shit back. And he's like,
well, you know what? We're gonna have a talk afterwards.
and I'm like, okay, well, I'm fucked.
Follow me to my office, please.
Get into his office. He's like, what were you thinking? I'm like, and I'm just sitting there like, well, you know, I didn't really want to participate in this to begin with. And I did something which I didn't think was distracting in any way. I told him that. Wasn't making a single sound. Like, I was just sitting there. I wasn't, you know, harassing anybody. I wasn't making noise to the other people. I wasn't disturbing the priest giving the fucking confession in the corner. He didn't really give a shit because, you know, to him, the rules are the rules and his job is to enforce those rules. So he's like,
Yeah, I understand what you're coming from, but, that's not gonna fly, dude. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 3 days of detention.
and I'm like, well, god damn it. Travis Scott gave me 3 days of after-school detention. That's fucking phenomenal. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like down below, comment, and also make sure you
Subscribe.
And I think you guys also did enjoy my previous story, so I'll definitely consider doing this at least once or twice a month. And also, kind of like a side note to the story, we had a foreign exchange student at our school named Ruby, and he was from Greece. You know, I kind of did feel bad for him. I tried to become friends with him. You know, he didn't really assimilate into American culture really well, so I guess you could really say that
Ruby was a motherfucking reject.